Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Legal cost awarded to Corporal Ron James following reinstatement order. Legal cost has been awarded to Chairman of the Police Federation, Corporal Ron James, who has been granted leave to go to the Judicial Review Court to challenge his interdiction. Supreme Court Judge Tara Carr, who granted leave last month, awarded costs against Assistant Commissioner of Police Andrew Lewis, who is a respondent. James was indicted for comments he made in July at the funeral for a colleague. He has criticized the police high command for not paying cops their overtime money. Attorney at law Hugh Wildman, who is representing James, said that the legal costs are seldom awarded to judicial review matters. He explained that James' application was one that warranted legal costs because of the complexity of the matter and the fact that the police high command threatened James with contempt for exercising his constitutional right of freedom of expression. Wellman said he highlighted those points in his written submission for legal costs. Wellman said James was simply advocating for his colleagues who were deprived of the benefit of a court order that was not honored by the government. In November, the judge has ordered that James should return to work pending the outcome of the Judicial Review Court's decision. King's Counsel Peter Champin, who is representing Lewis, had opposed the application for legal costs. Happy reunion for baby toasting mother and child. With hugs and kisses, 21-year-old Kimaya Brittany Barton was reunited with her daughter recently. Barton lost custody of the child after she was caught in a viral video tossing the baby to the ground during a fight in her community in Westmoreland. On December 1, Barton saw the infant she called Swinkly or Pinky for the first time since handing over the 18-month-old child to the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, on October 27. A paternal aunt has been granted custody of the baby, but mom, Kimoy, is just happy to have access to her child once again. Barton was seen showing her daughter with hugs and kisses when they reunited. In the viral video, Barton, baby in hand, was seen in a fist fight with two women. Shortly after the baby was tossed onto the pavement, she quickly grabbed the child by its clothing with one hand, picked up an object with the other, and threw it at her opponent. The fight continued. A crowd could be heard in the background cheering on the women. In an interview to Protest on Tuesday, Barton complained that she was still being bullied by the women in the video. She also said she has turned her life around. Zozo extended in 7 zones. The 7 zones of Special Operations Zozo across the country were extended for 180 days by Parliament on Tuesday. This marks the first time the security measure was being extended for 6 months instead of the usual 2 months. The 7 zones are located in Denhamton, Kingston, Norwood and Mount Salem in St. James, Greenwich Town, Paradise Gardens and Auguston in St. Andrew, and Savannah Lamar in Westmoreland. The 180 days extension follows an amendment to the law reform Zones of Special Operations, Special Security and Community Development Measures Act, which came into effect last month. Speaking on the resolution to extend the ZOZOs, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang said the amendment shows that the government is serious about efficiency as it pursues the business of crime prevention. Dr. Chang stressed that work within the 7 zones has transformed the communities while restoring a sense of dignity to the residents. He noted, however, that the zones have been incident-free and as such the work must continue.
Based on the amendments, the requirement to seek an extension of the zone every 60 days has been increased to 180 days, and we no longer have to come that frequently. I have chosen to highlight the specific amendment, Madam Speaker, because it signals to the people of Jamaica that the government and the Parliament continues to be innovative and pursue efficiency in conducting the people's business as far as relates to crime prevention in particular. While progress in the zone continues to be achieved, it has not been without its own inherent challenges. The joint forces have to a significant extent, maintained security and conducted coordinated internal security operations within its boundaries. Yet there have been occasional incidents which remind us that the focus on these communities must continue, and we must persist with securing and transforming the communities. And indeed, not only will we focus on these 7 communities, but we'll look at how we can expand very rapidly in the new financial year.
Mom-daughter cheat deaths, but crash claims 2 lives. Carmen Darnell Belnavis and her mother, did not follow their usual routine on Tuesday, and that just may have saved their lives. A truck laden with cement rammed into Darnell's Belnavis restaurant in Lilliput, St. James, shortly after 8 a.m. The truck was part of two vehicles collision that left 2 people dead and 2 others injured. Darnell Belnavis restaurant suffered the brunt of the damage to the structure that also houses an auto parts shop and a bar. She wasn't in her place of business, as she had an appointment in Montego Bay. She left out earlier than needed, she stated. My mother is okay. She wasn't in there. She always come out there while I cook in the morning, but this morning when I was leaving, I told her not to go out there. I just think something was going to happen, and this is what happened, Darnell Belnavis told reporters at the scene. She said she was in Montego Bay when she got the call that her business place has been extensively damaged. She is now rethinking her decision to run her business from that spot. This makes about 5 times that vehicles have crashed into the pole or into building, she stated, even as she pointed out that they would usually come from the other direction. I am not planning to do any more business in that part because it is not safe for my life, said a dejected Darnell Belnavis. I'm so frustrated because it's my living, but then I leave everything to God. The truck driver said he tried his best to avoid the devastating collision. According to him, a black Toyota Vaxi, which was traveling in the opposite direction, swerved in his path as he approached a section of Lilliput Road known as Bobman. When he pushed out of the line of traffic, I was trying to avoid him and pulled to his shoulder, and him still come looking at me, he told reporters. He only agreed to speak if he was not identified by name. He said he lost control of the truck because of the collision. From him lick it, I dare say it go. Gone. I have no control over it, and it just end up in the building. It's just one of those days, the truck driver lamented. The Vox was crumbled wrecked after the crash. 2 of the 4 people on board died, including 30-year-old Porter Anglin from United States of America. The young woman was reportedly staying at a hotel in Trelawney with family and friends. She was on her way back from Montego Bay, where she had gone to pick up an item when the crash occurred. It is said this was her first ever trip outside of the U.S. The driver of the Voxy, who had to be extricated by firefighters, also succumbed to his injuries. Up to late afternoon, his name has not been ascertained. The other 2 passengers in the vehicle were taken to hospital. The truck driver struggled with conflicting emotions at the scene. He was relieved that he was unhurt, but distraught because of the loss of life. I feel alright. Don't want to go to any doctor or anything, but life has been lost, so me feel away still. It's not my fault still, but life a life. But I just saw you go one of those days, he stated. I tried everything to save them, but I couldn't save them. Everything I tried, man. Me all come off of the road. You see how far me come off of the road? I couldn't save them. He said in order to exit, he had to climb to the top of the truck as the building, which was jammed in, made it impossible for the doors to be open. Just a little part that I saw where I could come through, so I just fight and come through. Me a scrape up on something, but I have to give God thanks. I am here, he stated. Portland teen recaptured after jumping through court window to avoid custody. There is a renewed call for the shortage of police personnel to man the children's court in Buff Bay, Portland, to be addressed after a teen boy escaped court by jumping through an upstairs window after an order was made for him to be remanded. The incident happened on Monday. A policewoman who was the only cop in court made attempts to prevent him from escaping, but was unsuccessful. It has been reported that for quite some time now, there has been a shortage of police personnel in the courts in Portland. On many occasions, calls have been made to the relevant authorities for police personnel to be sent so that court can commence. There is no child counsel assigned to the children's court in St. Mary, which has resulted in the child counsel for the Portland being forced to monitor both courts. On Monday, the 16-year-old accused, who is charged with housebreaking and larceny, appeared in court. The allegations were that the accused was caught on camera breaking into a house. In another incident, he fought with the complainant inside her house, and it's alleged that about $500,000 was stolen from the dwelling. Children's Court Judge Whittingham Maxwell ordered that the accused be remanded until January 8 next year for a psychological assessment. The judge also ordered that committee and school reports be submitted in court. The accused teen boy, on hearing he was being remanded, jumped through a 2-story window down onto the compound and ran away. The boy's parents and his attorney at law were in court when he dashed for his freedom. He is lucky he was not hurt after jumping from such a height, a spectator remarked. The boy was recaptured and taken back into custody the following day. A senior policeman, in commenting on the issue, said that the police are overburdened with work because the high crime rate has resulted at times in the shortage of police to work in other important areas. He noted that many children are involved in serious crimes and there is an urgent need for steps to be taken to ensure that child counsellors are provided in every parish. He says he is hoping that through counseling, children will be motivated to upstanding citizens and stay away from criminal activities. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell